Hi, second graders. Today's mini lesson is going to be about possessive nouns. Okay, I just want to talk about this word before we get into our sentences. When I look at the word possessive, I see the word possess, and that means to own something, like something is in your possession. For example, this Sharpie marker is in my possession. I am holding it. You might have a phone or a tablet in your possession right now watching me. Maybe you're holding it in your hand and it's in your possession. So possessive nouns show ownership. And so down here I wrote, hey, that's mine. So something that belongs to you shows ownership. And of course we know that nouns are people, places, things, and ideas. Okay, so let's just look at my sentences here as examples. And we'll look for that possessive noun, and there's something special that we need to do when we do find a possessive noun. Okay, we need to put an apostrophe attached to that word. So the first sentence is, my dog's fur is white. Now I see two nouns in that sentence. Do you? I see dogs and I see fur. But notice that dogs has an S at the end of it. And you have to think about, what does the dog own in this sentence? Okay, because this is all about ownership. What does the dog own in this sentence? Does he own his fur, or does he own the white? Okay, if you said fur, you would be correct. So we're going to put an apostrophe right in between the G and the S. Okay, so the apostrophe has to come in front of that S. And so now this is my possessive noun. Okay, and what does the dog own? It's fur. Okay, so my dog's fur is white. What does the dog own? His fur. And you'll notice that the possessive noun is next to what it owns. It will always be next to it. Okay, so let's try to find the possessive noun in number 2. It says Peyton's hair is getting long. And by the way, that's a true sentence. So I see two nouns in here again. Peyton is a person and hair is a thing. Okay, but Peyton has an S at the end of his name. And this is where I'm going to put the apostrophe S, okay? And think about, what does Peyton own? His hair, okay? And that's right next to the possessive noun again. So we're picking up on a pattern here. The possessive noun will always be right next to what it owns, okay? Now this next one is a little tricky, and I did that on purpose, and so I hope you pay close attention. All right, this sentence says, the mama duck's ducklings are swimming in the pond. Now I noticed a lot of nouns here. We've got mama ducks, we've got ducklings, and we've got pond, okay? But think about the noun that owns something, okay? And I'm looking at mama ducks right now, because what does she own? Look at the word right next to it. Her ducklings, okay? So we're going to put an apostrophe S right there by ducks. Now I see another S here for ducklings. But before you decide to put apostrophe S there, you have to look at the word that's next to it, okay? And this is the tricky part. Now, mama duck owns her ducklings, right? But do the ducklings own the next word? The ducklings are? That doesn't make sense, does it? So we're not going to put an apostrophe S right after that one. That is just a plural S. It's just making duckling more than one, because mama duck has more than one duckling. Okay, we've got 2 more sentences here. The school's classrooms are empty. And again, I see an S after school and an S after classroom. But I'm going to put an apostrophe S right here for school because the school owns its classrooms, okay? Jefferson School has many classrooms. Now you might see the S here and you might want to put an apostrophe, but look at the next word. Do the classrooms own our? That doesn't make sense, does it? So we're going to leave that one blank. And finally, we have that monkey's tail is so long. I see two nouns here. Monkey is an animal and tail is a thing. Okay? What does the monkey own? You're correct, his tail. So we're going to put an apostrophe S right there. That's your possessive noun. And what does the monkey own? Its tail. Okay, so in every example here, you'll see that the possessive noun is right next to what it owns. The fur belongs to the dog. The hair that belongs to Peyton. The ducklings that belong to Mama Duck. The classrooms that belong to the school. And the tail that belongs to the monkey. Okay? And so here is your activity that I'd like you to work on. So I want you to think about members in your family, or maybe the members in our classroom. You can think about your classmates and you can write about them. Okay? So I want you to try to write 5 sentences today. And I'll show you an example of what I want you to do. Maybe you're going to pick your family member, okay? And I'm going to write about Peyton again, okay? So I'll look around my house, look at Peyton and see what he owns and write a sentence about it, okay? So I'm going to write about Peyton's room because he owns his room. And I'm just going to say that his room is messy. Okay, Peyton's room is messy. And then with a different colored marker, go ahead and put that apostrophe S to show ownership. Okay, and then what else I'd like you to do is to draw an arrow to what that person owns. Okay, Peyton owns his room. All right, in your next sentence, maybe you want to think about a classmate. Who should I pick? Let's say we'll talk about Colin for a minute. Okay, and I'm thinking about Colin, and I'm thinking about something that he owns. So I'm going to add an S. Colin's handwriting is very neat. Okay? I'm also going to make sure that I start with a capital letter and I end with punctuation because we always have to check that, don't we? All right, now let's talk about Colin for a minute. What does he own in this sentence? Is it is? Is it very? Is it neat? Or is it his handwriting? Okay, and it would be his handwriting. So we're going to put apostrophe S in Colin's name, and then we're just going to draw an arrow over to what he owns. All right? So again, try 5 sentences. You can write sentences about your family members or sentences about your classmates. All right, have fun, and I can't wait to see what you do.